my part of the Roman Culture Project is talking about Roman food and food festivals. Food is an integral part in the culture of Rome. So, first, I will talk about Roman food, and then, second, I'll talk about restaurant etiquette, and then next, I'll talk about the food festivals they have in Rome. So, Rome has many dishes full of zest and Roman tradition to help keep the culture thriving. So, Romans generally only eat fresh foods. This includes fresh meat, vegetables, and bread. They have tons of local bakeries and meat markets and fruit and vegetable markets everywhere, all the time. So, Rome is also very famous for their Italian food, which is pizza, pasta, soup, risotto, bread, cheese, coffee, etc. So, generally in Rome, meals start with an antipasta, which is usually a fresh bread, then a primo, which is a pasta or soup, and then the next course is usually a meat or a fish with a side like a potato or a salad or prepared vegetables. And then there's usually a sweet course, which is cake, fruit, or gelato. And Romans always have coffee after the meal, which is kind of strange for me, because apparently coffee helps digest your food, and they only drink it after they eat their meals. So Rome has a lot of options for special dietary needs with vegetarian dining and available gluten-free foods. So now that I discussed Roman food, I'll talk about the etiquette used in Roman restaurants. Roman etiquette is very different from the American culture, and it's important to understand if you ever plan on going to Rome. So smoking is prohibited. Actually, smoking is banned in all public places in Italy, which is kind of different from here. Many restaurants have outdoor seating or some sort of cigarette break that you can use in between your courses. So before you go to a restaurant, be sure to confirm that smoking is permitted before you sit down and start eating. Tipping etiquette in Rome is very different from America also. The wages for waiters and waitresses in Rome is generally very high, so a low tip is expected. Generally, Romans tip only a few coins or round up to the next 5 or 10 on the bill. So most restaurants actually apply a service charge on the bill anyway, so there's no need to even tip at times. So now just for some basic restaurant go-tos if you're ever planning on going to Rome. You don't ever want to ask for Parmesan cheese. Apparently it's weird and sneered at by the waiters and waitresses. And that's very opposite to what Americans would think, because whenever we have pasta in America, we throw on the Parmesan cheese like on our spaghetti and stuff. You never want to order coffee before or during a meal or after noon. It's meant to help digest your food or wake you up in the morning. So for breakfast, you can have like coffee and a little piece of bread or something. But like if you're having dinner, don't ever have coffee before the meal. Always have it after to help digest your food. In Rome, bread always comes before your meal, but don't eat it until you get your main meal. It's supposed to be dipped in the leftover sauces from the meat of the pasta, which is also very different from us, because if we go to a Rome restaurant, we usually get our bread and we usually dip it in like oil and some seasoning, and we always scarf that down before our meal actually gets there, which is kind of sneered at in Rome. So now that we've learned about the etiquette in Rome, I will discuss the different food festivals that Rome has. Rome has actually several festivals for specific foods. The first one I'll talk about is Sagra del Cifaro. I think that's how you say it. This festival celebrates the artichoke, which is a staple in Roman cooking. This is a springtime festival beginning in May, and it highlights the many ways the artichoke can be cooked. During this festival, restaurants lower their prices on artichoke dishes, which is pretty cool, so you can get some cheap yummy artichoke dishes. The next festival is Festa di San Giuseppe. This is usually held on March 19th. The festival is actually a feast of St. Joseph, which used to be a national holiday in Rome, but it's not a public holiday anymore because of religious reasons, but is still celebrated. Romans eat deep fried batter balls called Bing di San Giuseppe. I don't know, that doesn't sound good to me, but maybe it sounds good to them. They celebrate their Holy Week and Easter there, just like everyone else does everywhere. So the March-April time is when they celebrate it. On Good Friday they have nonstop services and masses, which is pretty normal. And then on Easter Monday, Romans usually feast on specialties, such as cheesy bread with salami and hard-boiled eggs. I don't know, that sounds weird. And they also eat broad beans with cheese. So first I talked about Roman food that they usually eat there and the restaurant etiquette, and then I talked about the different food festivals that they have there. So next time you're in Rome, remember your special etiquette and to go, just remember your special etiquette. Also, it's kind of weird, Rome doesn't offer breakfast at their hotels like Americans do, so if you ever go there, just remember, bring your own breakfast food or go without breakfast, I guess. I don't know. Alright, well, thank you.